game, because I don't know if you know about this, but a couple years ago, Steven and his cousin Robbie made a short called Code 8, and they put it up online, hoping to get $200,000 to make a feature film, and thanks to all you guys and all the fans, when they closed it, it was at $1.5 million. Incredible, right? I actually got to go to the set of the movie when they shot it in Toronto, so make sure you ask him about it because it looks absolutely incredible. So before we bring him out, let's give you a little preview. Take a look at some of his work.
Understand the kind of man you are. Shouldn't take you very long. I'm shallow. It's Joey. I got an idea. Why don't you let me shoot that thing, and you can go pick up the bloody, dead, disgusting animal. If you kill my son, I am never going to be the person you want me to be. I am green.
Everybody, make some noise for Steven Amwell.
From my entrance was an empty row. Where the hell is everybody? How you doing, guys? Are you feeling like I'm feeling? Because I've been here for a while. How's everybody doing? Everyone's good? Kind of nice weather. How many people are local to Florida here? Nice. Excellent. My mother-in-law lives here. There was no follow-up to that. It was just an observation. We come here and she spoils my daughter, and I come back and my daughter says stuff like, "My one chose me." And I'm like, super duper. Sorry I'm late also because I don't know if you guys knew this. Before I did Arrow, I used to work for HBO. So I just watched the Game of Thrones finale. Wanna know how it ends? Do I stay off Reddit? I said that earlier. Stay off Reddit. All right, you know what? Let's do some questions, guys. Let's get after it. I don't know where are there microphones? Oh yes. Okay. Well then line up. And I don't know how kids get to the front of the line, but they always do. It's okay. We'll take some questions. We'll do as many as we can, and let's have a good time. Let's go with you first, young man.
What was your hardest stunt in Arrow?
My hardest stunt ever in Arrow? You saw when I fell off the mountain? That was me, I did that. No, maybe my hardest stunt, oh boy, I don't know. That's a great, well, at the top of the second season, I swing down off this tree to rescue Felicity off of a landmine, and they wanted to have a stunt person do that, and I said, I don't think so. And I went up there, and once I got up there and I got perched up there, I realized that I had made a terrible mistake. But I couldn't let anyone know that I had made a terrible mistake, and I had to do it, and the stunt in and of itself wasn't that difficult, but they let me swing down, but then they overreacted and they hit this brake that they had on the line. Just let me swing, guys, just let me swing. The hard part is over. And when they hit the brake, the line hit me in either my left bicep or my right bicep, and then I went to Comic-Con the next day. So if you see photos of me from, I think, my second Comic-Con that I was at, it looks like the Night King gripped my biceps. It looks very strange. That was pretty tough. Good question. Good start. I like where we are. Yes.
When you were in Arrow and you were jumping the bar,
The salmon ladder.
yes.
Don't ask me if it was real. Don't ask me if it was
How
real.
hard was it?
It's easier than it looks, because it looks hard. I did a stunt in the second episode that was way harder, but didn't look interesting at all. And no, it's more of a rhythmic thing. Also, you have to get used to it because you could always miss when you remove the bar from the one area and then place it on the next area. No, it's tough, but it's more of a rhythm thing, for sure. You should try it. How many chin-ups can you do?
15.
15? Then you can do the salmon ladder.
No, I can't. I'm sitting in a wheelchair.
So?
Yeah, good point.
Thank you.
No, but really, man, I know you're going back, but if you can do 15 chin-ups, you can do the salmon ladder. Where do you work out? YMCA? Where? Here? Okay. Have you ever been somewhere where there's a salmon ladder? Okay, well, what you should do is you should go to a free-running gym or look into some spot that has a salmon ladder and go and say, the guy that did the salmon ladder on TV that made it like 5% more famous said I should come here and that I can do 15 chin-ups, which means that I can do the salmon ladder, and have someone show you the technique, because all it is a slightly rhythmic chin-up. That's it. If you can do 15 chin-ups, if you can do 5 chin-ups, you can do the salmon ladder. So do it. I can barely see you, but you look fantastic.
Thank you. There are worse things to be turned into than stone. Name one.
Granite? How do you mean? Okay. By the way, we didn't have to turn up the lights. It was just backlit. It's fine. I liked it before. It's much more moody. Worst things to be turned into than stone. Man. Someone that complains about season 8 of Game of Thrones. I'm really happy with that answer. Yes.
Hi. What's your favorite story to tell about being on set?
My favorite story to tell about being on set? Well, first of all, it's been a while since John Barrowman had a new story about me. But get ready for his next panel, because it happened this morning. Not my story to tell. He should be ashamed of himself. My favorite story to tell about being on set? Oh man, I'm just really glad that the video evidence of Melissa Benoist falling asleep came out online. If people aren't familiar, we were filming the crossover and we were filming a scene where Evil Oliver is with Evil Kara and with Reverse Flash, and she's supposed to be near death and basically unconscious, and then we're supposed to have this dialogue and she's supposed to wake up. And we're deep into the crossover at this point. And she used the opportunity to lay in a state of near unconsciousness to fall asleep. And we go to wake her up. And not wake her up, but we say the line that's supposed to cue her to open her eyes, and we realize she is dead asleep. And the cameras are rolling. And someone rushed on, like an assistant director, rushed on to try to wake her up. I go, and we made sure that the cameras were pointed at her. And then Tom and I made up a song. Tom Cavett and I made up a song, which in and of itself, personal highlight. And woke her up, and she opens her eyes and she goes, "Oh!" Wang. And then she laughed. it's a really highly enjoyable YouTube clip. Just type in Stephen Amell, Melissa Benoist, asleep, which, you know what, that sounds wrong. Melissa Benoist, crossover, asleep. Do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Ethan.
Hi.
My question is, if you had to be handcuffed to any other Arrowverse actor for 48 hours, who would you pick and why?
Do I have to answer this now? Oh my God. Colin Salmon. He played Walter Steele in season 1 and season 2 because everyone else would be panicked, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And he would say something effective. Stephen, just lean right up against me if you need to sleep and if you need to be regaled with tales of fitness and fortitude. I'm here and I know a wide array of jokes and we're in this together and the better and the brighter. And be like, all right, Colin, whatever. And we're handcuffed to each other. I'm hungry. Wait, well, I'm a sous chef. Okay. So I pick him. Hi.
My question is, I've seen videos and stuff of you guys doing lots of pranks on the cast, like behind the scenes.
Really, like what? I've never pranked anybody.
Well, you getting pranked, but
Sure.
Anyway, I was wondering what your favorite prank or joke or whatever to happen on set.
I think one of my favorite things is we have a crew member named David Wesley Kyle, and this isn't a prank, this is my favorite running joke, because it started in season 1, episode 3, or something like that. David Wesley Kyle, we call him DW. He works in the camera department. He has, I don't know if he's ever operated, but he pulls focus, and just in general has been a mainstay on set since 2012. And one of the first times that I ever joked with the crew, because I was very, very intense when I started, because I was terrified, was we were about to shoot a scene in Oliver's bedroom, and he was, I think, operating on B camera, and he was putting in the slate. So, you know, A camera, slate, B camera, slate, and he had to get out of the room, but he didn't know where to go. He should have just opened up the door, closed it, and walked out, but he panicked. Okay? So instead of walking out of the room, he goes into the corner of the room and stands there like this with his face facing the wall. Except what he didn't realize was that he was directly in my line of sight. And I go, hey man, DW, you gotta get out of there. You look like the kid in the Blair Witch Project, and I can't handle what's going on. And to this day, that makes most of the crew laugh really hard. So then we became friends because we make fun of it. Every day that he sees me, he goes, "Oh my God, it's Stephen Amell," like that. And now, you know, he went from DW to D-Dubs. And then I joked that, I said, "D-Dubs, you hear the news?" He goes, "What news?" I go, "About the CW." He goes, "No." I go, "They're changing the name from CW to C-Dubs." So now there's D-Dubs on the C-Dubs. And someone in the sound department, Steven, the other guy, Steven, we call him Stubbs because he's 6'7", and also that's his last name, made the shirt with my face and his face, and it says D-Dubs on the C-Dubs. And I want to wear it, but there's also that line of demarcation when you wear a shirt with your own face on it. But that has brought me joy every day that he is on set since 2012. Thank you. If anyone is recording this and got that, please parse it and put it on YouTube and call it DW on the CW. Just so I can send it to him and ruin his hiatus. What's up, man?
Hello again, Stephen.
Hello.
Before I get to my question, I just want to say congrats on having your first and second singles match with Christopher Daniels last year at the All.
Thanks, man. A lot of wrestling fans here. I was here when WrestleMania was here. I guess it was 2 years ago, and then it's going to be in Tampa this April, right?
Yes.
Might be there. Unemployed.
20 years. 20 years I've been watching right now. But the question I was asked, with Cody Runnels developing AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and the history that you two have, is there any chance that you're going to be making an appearance in AEW when it fully debuts?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know Cody, who was one of the prisoners on Arrow this year, oh my God, what is his character name? Samson. Is that right? Say it again?
Samson.
Yeah, like I said. First of all, it was amazing to work with Cody because, you know, as much of a fan of wrestling as I am, he's a fan of acting, and really threw himself into the idea of being a part of this and having him up there. We didn't get to hang out as much as I wanted because I'm obviously very busy when I'm up there. But having him up there was great, and if you don't know, he started All Elite Wrestling, which is a new promotion. It's going to be on TNT's, when does it start, this fall?
That's like October, I think.
Yeah, this fall.
I'm saying the month.
And anyway, they're doing an event, but I'm not going to be doing any wrestling until is my wife here? I'm not going to be doing any wrestling, honey. No, I might do something again with them, but not until I've done the show, because I don't want to have to send. I had to send an email to Greg Berlanti, who is the most prolific producer in the history of television at this point. Mark Guggenheim, who's one of our executive producers. Beth Schwartz, who is our showrunner this year.